The fire crackled loudly as my brother tossed his future into the flames. The check twisted and blackened, its edges curling up in the heat. Mom laughed loudly, her wine sloshing around in her glass. "It's just a prop," she said, flicking her hand dismissively like she was swatting away a fly from an old, forgotten account. Dad's little joke for Christmas. But Grandpa didn't laugh. He just kept his eyes on me. I folded my check carefully, folding it once, then again before slipping it into my pocket. All while the others kept chatting, pretending to ignore the desperation in the air. It was the first small betrayal, casual, familiar, and it hit too close to home. It felt too much like my marriage. I used to think betrayal was loud, dramatic in argument, a door slamming, a voice raised in anger. But I learned it's quieter than that. It's in the awkward laughter at the wrong time. It's in the joke that doesn't land, the words that come too late. It's like my husband telling me, "You're just imagining things. We met when everything felt negotiable, cheap wine, big plans." He said I was different, and I believed him because I wanted to be. We built a life that seemed solid: holidays, routines, shared passwords, trust disguised as normal. But then, he started changing the rules, making decisions I wasn't part of. His phone down when he wasn't home, meetings that made no sense. Affection doled out like it was something precious. I noticed the patterns before I could feel the pain. That's just how I am. I didn't confront him, I just watched. And that's how I made it through Christmas dinner by watching. Grandpa had been sick for a year. Everyone knew. But everyone acted like it wasn't happening. My brother borrowed money he never repaid. Mom handled Grandpa's money like she had a right to it. And Grandpa, he just observed, quiet, calculated, just like me. 2 days later, I went to the bank, not telling anyone what I planned to do, not even admitting it to myself. I slid the check across the counter. The teller typed a few keys, then paused, staring at me for a moment. She looked back down at her screen, then up at me again. "I'll need a moment," she said, her voice softer now, more careful. When she returned, she didn't give me the check back. Instead, she handed me a receipt. "This account isn't closed," she said. "It was transferred into a trust yesterday." My pulse didn't race. I didn't feel anything except for a cold, quiet stillness. "A trust for whom?" I asked. She glanced at the screen, then back at me, smiling just a little, a smile that was knowing. "You?" I didn't cry. I didn't smile. I thanked her and walked out into the frigid air. The kind of cold that feels like it could wake the dead. That night, Grandpa called me. I needed to know who'd listen, he said. Who'd think before reacting. I knew exactly what he meant. He wasn't testing the check. He was testing us just like I had been testing my husband for months. That's the thing about betrayal. It trains you. It sharpens you. It teaches you to wait. 3 weeks later, when Grandpa passed away, his will exploded like a carefully timed bomb. The house, the money, the investments Mom thought she already spent, all of it went straight into the trust. With my name on every page, Mom screamed. My brother punched a hole in the wall. They accused me of manipulating, of being deceptive, of stealing what was rightfully theirs. I didn't argue, I let them yell. I learned something important from my marriage: the loudest person in the room rarely has the power. My husband found out about the trust the same day he found out about her. Not because I confronted him, but because I quietly replaced him. I didn't throw him out. I just stepped away legally. I moved my money, changed beneficiaries, froze joint accounts, filed paperwork he didn't even know existed until it was too late. Then, I invited him to dinner. He sat across from me, smiling confidently, completely unaware that the ground beneath him was already gone. I slid a folder across the table. Divorce papers, financial disclosures, evidence. He opened his mouth, but his expression shifted when he realized there was nothing left for him to say. That was the moment I leaned back, folded my hands, and prepared to speak. That night, he found out who had taken his place: not another lover, but me. The version of me he never bothered to know, the one who paid attention, who kept records, who didn't need to shout to make a point. My family hasn't spoken to me since. They say I broke something, and they're right. I broke the illusion that they could take without facing any consequences. Sometimes I think about that fire, how my brother laughed as a check turned to ash, how my husband smiled, thinking I was powerless, how everyone underestimates the strength of silence. I kept mine, the check, the patience, the truth, and in the end, that was the one thing that made all the difference.